it was massive. I haven't seen that many people there before in cars, so pretty cool to see. The Rockynats event just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger every year. So yeah, year 6, pretty cool. Friday, there's a video out for that one too. So in the Friday vid, you'll see, yeah, there's a fair bit of stuff actually. The street cruise, all the lineup of that. Didn't get any footage of the street cruise unfortunately, but yeah, still pretty cool. Then we went over to the Burnouts precinct and you'll see Skid Row running. We did a couple of runs down there. Yeah, so after the street cruise, I actually had a missed call on my phone and I rang Kev back from Pro Burnouts and he was giving us a call to see if we wanted to go in the pro class with the escort. So yeah, signed up for that, absolutely. Especially driving at night too is just such an awesome thing to do at Rockynats there, and to not line up in the hot sun. I'm a big fan of that with a black race suit on, so yeah, that was cool as. Got pretty excited about that. After the street cruise there, and we worked all that out, got the cars loaded all up, all 3 cars, and yeah, headed over to the Burnouts. So Horse and myself were both in the pros with the Slam Rock and Juice. But before that, we had a quick run down Skid Row. I took the escort down there and took some passengers for a run, which was pretty cool. Actually dragged the bumper on the plastic barriers, which was pretty funny on the second run. I actually moved over on the second run another metre to the right so I could try and hang it out, because it was trying to skip so far to the left on the first run, but it still dragged the bumper. Anyway, that was pretty funny. And then that leads into, yeah, that night. That was the best steer I've ever had of the car, and I don't know, watching the footage back, the last video, I don't know how I didn't tap the wall, to be honest. It was pretty wild run, but still not massive speed or anything, but just throwing it around in them entry exit shoots. We've come miles from the last year, or the last few years we've been to Rockynats, so I wasn't the biggest fan of the pad last year, and then I think I've just had a proper go this year, and it's yeah, it's so cool. I'm keen as for next year again now to try and utilise the pad. Always having front end issues, like trying to for grip with the car, but yeah, it wasn't that bad this year. You know, I still couldn't control it in the entry exits, which ended up in my favour because I started doing donuts in them, and I'm sure that the scorecard represented that. So it's sort of a win and sort of a lose, but yeah, I've ordered the new front end parts of the car and we're going to put a narrow tyre on it, so we'll see what goes on with that in the future. But yeah, anyway, leading into Saturday video, which yeah, heaps happened. Started the day, car was still all good from the Friday night, and we actually met Christina on the cruise the day before, after it. If you haven't seen her, I'll put a photo in here. She's in a wheelchair. She's an ex-freestyle motocross chick. She's from Victoria, and her partner and Jessie and her come up with the drift car that she drives now with the hand controls. I've been following them for years, and I feel that crew down there, they're really cool people, very inspirational. Awesome to see her that she hasn't lost a passion for motorsport.
right now.
That's a sick shirt you got on, mate.
Yeah, bro. Big shirt.
Keen, eh?
Where are you set up?
I haven't. Nah, I was going to go to the drags first.
Oh, that's nice. I've just got to like get my car out and tuck the trailer back in that corner.
I'll see you there. Yeah, sweet. I'll see you down there. I'm going to get footage from down here, I think. Good luck out there. Yeah, so went over at 10 o'clock to watch Tommy run his car. He was in the open class, which is what I was going to be in, and same slot I was going to be in, 10 o'clock slot. So he had to do 2 qualifiers on that Saturday morning. So yeah, went and watched him.
Emerald is in Sinner. Beautiful black view. Now his first run out here, he kind of missed the little memo about don't go over the line. He's plugged it into his GPS now, he should be sorted. Don't cross the finish line till you're willing to go home. Tom Goodall from Emerald with the Buddies Fire Burnout Precinct. This is the Open Burnout qualifying. These guys get 2 runs each. The best score out of 2 runs determines if they go through to the final. We're going to have Skid Row after this, then more open qualifying, and then tonight's Upland Rod Shop Pro Burnout Series second round of qualifying. Right now though, Tom Goodall is Sinner.
Yeah, so after Tom's burnout on the Saturday there at 10 o'clock, he did his 2 runs. We boosted over to the other side of the river. Yeah, we went over and picked the Escort up in the trailer and towed it over to the drags. Being that we were on burnouts that night, we had plenty of time to go over to the drags and go for the run that I had sort of booked in. So yeah, went over to the drags, had two runs there. First run I told myself I'm going to go out, just drop second gear, don't use first. I only had the street tyres on this year, not like the other year where I ran radials and ran 760. And I thought this year I'd be on best behaviour and not break out of my class. I'm only allowed to go down to 8 seconds I think, so I thought I'd just run the straight tyres, drop it in second, and I had my tyres down at 18 pound. I took a bit of air out of the rears, but anyway, yeah, talked myself into it. By the time I got to the line, I launched it in first gear and blew the tyres off it. Made an ass of myself. It was pretty funny. I think I still won the race, but yeah, it wasn't much chop. And then I was just going to do one and done and head off, but we got through pretty quick. So anyway, I went back, lined up again, and yeah, I actually did what I was going to do the first time, drop second, bit of a crack up, because it's got a $5 grand stall. I sort of dropped second, pedalled it a bit, and yeah, we sort of got out to, it must have been half track, and I was just on the stall, and it was all hooked up. By the time I was all ready to go, I at that point and just booted it. I was right next to the car, I think, at that point in time, and then yeah, put a 10 mile an hour or whatever on him by the end of the 8th mile. So yeah, that was a bit of a laugh. Felt pretty funny in the car, like a 2-stroke or something. By the time we ended up getting it hooked up, yeah, that was really cool. Heaps of crowd around the pub on the Saturday there at the drags. It was full on. Yeah, I think I was on the 3 o'clock slot, but yeah, really cool.
There we go.
night. So yeah, after that, packed up and headed over to the Burnouts, and yeah, you'll see that coming up. Yeah, so Saturday night, all prepped up. We got Christina there. She got all suited up, ready to go, and worked out how everything was going to work with her, which was all straightforward. It's just, yeah, went straight into the car, really. It was pretty cool. I was nervous and I was trying to work out exactly what tyre I was going to run. I was worried because the tyres the night before lasted 88 seconds, and I was worried I was going to go over that, so I ummed and ahed. I was going to put a set of tyres on that had been through Skid Row at Rockynats, but I talked myself out of it and just ran the same tyres as the night before with the same pressure, and just hoped that I'd be right. Yeah, so we went on lining up. I was pretty nervous. Christina was in there, she was pumped up, it was pretty cool. She gets really revved up, and yeah, you'll see the video, it absolutely cracked me up, but such a cool passenger to have, and yeah, she's an awesome chick. She's exactly what you'd picture her to be, and Jesse's a really cool dude as well. But anyway, yeah, we went out there, you'll see the video now. minute 50, whatever it was. Wasn't great front end grip compared to the night before, but we did the best we could with it. Tapped the rear quarter a bit, which was good for a laugh. And yeah, as we were driving off the pad, the radiator cap just blew off the car. You know, wait too long, too much heat. And then we had also, I'd say we lost the belt sometime before that on the pad. I'd say, I think I saw the light come on. We were getting a bit hot towards the end of the burnout there. So yeah, the belt threw off, nearly went through the bonnet, which was, yeah, good, another good laugh. But anyway. Mucked around and pushed the car back to the pits, and then was scrambling around. It looked like when we got the car out into the exit chute and like the fire is, it looked like one of the boys in front of us noticed there was a little fire in the engine bay, ripped the bonnet off, and yeah, they put it out straight away. But it looked like one of my headers was cracked, so I was, yeah, sort of in panic mode, thinking how are we going to get this thing ready. I knew that we'd pretty much guaranteed to be in the finals the next day, and just on the off chance, you know, there's 20 grand prize money on the line, so yeah, I was sort of scrambling around in my head of what we were going to do to fix that. In the end, we got the car back to the pits, and it turned out it was just a bit of the fan belt had wrapped itself around the header, one of the collectors, and it looked like the collector was cracked, but it was just the belt sizzling away. So yeah, it's hard to pick. It was dark, couldn't see bugger all. By the time we got it back to the pits, we worked it all out, and then I was just worried if I'd hurt the coolant system at all, so I stayed back there pretty late that night at the burnout pits, and I didn't have any water, hopeless. I had all my water bottles though in the car, and I emptied all my water bottles and the hand wash in my ute. You know, I've got a little tank there, so I emptied all of that out, filled the radiator up, tried to pressurise it the best I could, have a look, and yeah, it didn't seem like I'd done any damage. I just went and got a new cap sort of the next day. So yeah, that was a relief, but yeah, it was pretty full on trying to get all that sorted. I unfortunately didn't manage to have much of a chat with Jesse and Christina, because I was flat out talking to everyone and trying to work out what was going on with the car. But yeah, still an awesome experience. Yeah, really cool with Christina there. Just seeing how many people recognised her and how many people wanted to get photos with her, and yeah, a bit of recognition of all the cool stuff she does. So yeah, good on her. I think there's a photo here I'll throw in. Yeah, there was people recognising her when she was in the car, and yeah, really cool. So hope she's back next year with Jesse, and yeah, it'd be cool if he could bring a car up too, but I don't know, they need a transporter for all their gear. But anyway. And thank you to all the Locks Garage team for pushing their escort back with me. I know Christina commented this a few times. Why are you in the car? Why are you in the car not pushing? And I was, but I definitely had to hop in at times because with no power steering and those tyres with 9 pound in the front. Yeah, it gets a bit awkward to steer, that's for sure. But yeah, thanks for pushing me back, Tommy. I know you were willing to drive to wherever we had to go to pull the exhaust off and weld that exhaust up for that car or whatever we needed to do to get it running for the final. So thank you very much, mate. I really appreciate that. It was such a good team that we had going there that weekend, and it was a shame that Blake couldn't be there, but all the prep work he'd done for all 3 cars, yeah, it showed. You know, the results were awesome. So yeah, thank you very much, mate.
Thank you, Matt. You're a legend. Really appreciate that. Highlight of Rockynats.
All about driving horse in the Slam Rock mine and Tommy's, it's all come up heaps. So yeah, I was absolutely rapt that we're representing the Triple Talk team, and yeah, just Emerald Motorsport. It's a shame we don't have a track anymore, but it's still good to see that the cars are out kicking around, and yeah, there's development there happening. Hopefully we can get some land happening soon and get back on some events for Emerald as well.